Welcome to another edition of Mark Fisher Outdoors. I'm Mark Fisher.
I'm Megan Fuller.
What are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about culling.
Culling.
Culling, yes. So I know some of the basics with this. So I know that you have to have your 5 fish.
Yep.
And they have to be at least a certain length.
Yep.
And then you want them to all be the most weight possible.
The fattest fish you can
Fattest
get.
fish.
Yep.
So we are down in Mark's barn right now to go on his boat to actually show how you can do culling.
Okay. Well,
So can you start explaining what culling
yeah.
is?
Well, you did it. Culling is getting the 5 biggest fish that they have to exceed the length limit, but as long as you've done that, now you want the 5 that are the heaviest.
Okay.
I think my system of doing that, everybody does it. And I'm telling you, I've watched Bass Live and MLF Live, and there are times when I watch guys doing it, my fellow competitors, guys that are way better than me, and I still look at it and go, what the hell are you doing? I mean, it seems to me like guys will catch fish, they're weighing them, they're putting cull bobbers on them, and things, these types of things on them.
That seems like a lot of work for each fish.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't do it at any point during the day. I'm saying I don't touch, other than taking my fish and putting it in the live well, I don't touch them until I get to my 6th or 7th fish.
So this is a process you've kind of created over time and have used your organization skills.
It's
and
kind
your
of being
brain.
organized, right?
Instead of your tools, you plan it out.
So think about this for a second. We want 5 fish, right?
Right.
What do I care what they weigh? The first 5, what do I care what they weigh? I just want to put them in there. I don't need to spend time weighing them or putting these things on them. But I do have to plan for the eventual 6th, 7th fish, whatever, to the point where I can get rid of the smallest one.
Okay.
But that's the key, is getting rid of the smallest one. So if I know that going in, I catch my first fish, I pay attention to what it looks like, I put it in, okay? We all have divided live wells, and all of the pros and team tournaments, they do the same thing. You're fishing for 5 fish. So as long as we have divided live wells, why not use that in the process? I catch my 2nd fish. If it's similar to the first one, put them in the same side.
Right.
If it's significantly bigger or significantly smaller, put them in the opposite side. I'm starting to separate big and small. Okay? And I keep doing that as I'm catching my 3rd, my 4th, and my 5th fish. I'm separating out fish that are similar with fish that are, where's my smaller fish?
But if you have 3 fish that all seem kind of small and you catch your 6th fish, you then now have to weigh 4 fish back to back to back to back. Doesn't that get confusing?
But that's when I use my cull buoys. So in your example, I've got 2 great big ones on one side,
right,
and I've got 4 that are all about the same size on the other, and I have no idea which ones. So I'm using my organizational system to tell you how I've just saved time, energy, and fish. How long did it take me to catch those? Who knows? It might have taken me most of the day, or it might have been a short period of time. I haven't had cull buoys on all of those fish during that time. None of them have, so that saved fish. I haven't wasted time measuring and weighing, so that saved time. I've been fishing more. Now all I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna weigh those 2 great big ones that I got. I'm only gonna weigh the 4 small ones in your example.
right.
And I'm gonna weigh them, and I'm gonna put cull buoys on them, and I'm gonna pay attention to what the green one was 2 pounds, the yellow one was 1.5 pounds, and so on. And I'm looking for
the smallest fish.
That's the one I'm getting.
Back out.
Throw that one out.
That's essentially the definition of culling.
Exactly.
Right there.
Throwing out that very good.
Throwing out
Excellent.
the smallest fish.
And by weighing those 4 in your example, now that I've thrown out the smallest, I know which one's the next smallest, which quite honestly has become my smallest now that I got rid of it. So now I know when I catch my next fish, I know which one to throw out there. Okay?
Makes sense to me.
And I've weighed the other 2, so if I happen to catch the next one, I know which one to throw out. And so I've organized, just by using the divided live well, I've put less, I've touched the fish less, I've wasted less time, I'm fishing more and not spending time with these fish, I'm spending time getting more fish. And the biggest thing is, I haven't put stress on the fish that I have. I hate opening up live wells and seeing cull bobbers on all my fish. I may have a cull bobber on 1 or 2 fish, my smallest fish.
Right.
But I don't wanna,
It's more humane that way.
it's
too.
more humane, it's gonna keep them alive, they're less likely to get tangled and things like that. And plus, my goal is to get rid of the fish that have the cull bobber, because those are the smallest ones. So I
Right.
wanna get rid of them and get them over onto the big side where they're, and if it gets to the point where, holy cow, I got 5 4-pounders, okay, I'll take some time and I'll
Right.
start to weigh at that point.
It must be a lot less stressful and less anxiety for you as well, because now it's probably about a lot more fun. Like, oh, hey, I have 6. I know I'm gonna get my limit.
I got my limit.
I can weigh them and get rid of the smallest one and keep fishing and do it almost kind of in a relaxed way, than instead of, oh my gosh, I need to weigh this one, now I have to weigh this one, now I have to weigh this one. So
Yeah, I really think that it calms you down.
Right.
You're not worrying about that stuff. Granted, there can be tournaments where, you're catching 5 that are all little rats, but at that point, that happens. It happens to all of us. So you catch your 5, you weigh them, and now you start separating. Like, okay, these 2 are less than the other 3. The 3,
Right.
I'm looking at it like, holy cow, if I'm going to do any good in this tournament, I basically got to get rid of all 5 of these. But at least right now, these 2 are the smallest of the 5. Let me get rid of those, and now I start that same process. Oh, I finally caught a 4-pounder. Great. He goes on one side, and now that one that's still got the cull buoy, I get rid of that, and I go from there. So it's a system that you continue to use throughout the day.
okay, I think it's a great system too.
Like I said, it bothers me to no end to watch guys who are constantly digging in their live well, hauling fish out with cull bobbers, hanging them up, counting them, using balance. I'm not saying there isn't a time when you have to do that, but I think guys do it way too much.
Okay, so less is more when it comes to culling.
There you go. I hope that helped people. Please, like we always say, please like and follow. We appreciate you following the channel. This is definitely a situation and a topic where you guys may have some of your own opinions about it. If you disagree with me or think there's a problem with the system that I have, send a comment, right?
Yep.
And tell us about it.
Or if you want something further explained, please just send some questions.
Yep, we're happy to answer those. We really appreciate it. That gets that dialogue going, and that's really what we want out of this channel, is to have that back and forth. So
Yep.
we appreciate that. And Megan will do all the answering. She'll answer all the
Yep,
questions.
all by myself too.
All right, thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.